Welcome back, QSPZ. I'm in the heezy. It's your boy Mike, aka I support polls. NH though, NH. Y'all know what I mean. Back with the boys, man. What's happening? I got my boys over here. We got Schwab on the audio only act. What's happening, Schwab?
Hey, what's going on?
Can y'all hear him? Because I couldn't hear him.
Yeah,
Okay.
You hear me?
I heard him. He was just low.
Okay. My boy DJ, aka Chill Out. Gotta find out what that means.
You will find out soon what's happening though.
And then my man Shane. It looked like DJ that left Shane crib. Shane back in the crib.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm back.
My boy Shane, what's happening, man? Tell me something good.
Hey,
You got
man, back
that evil empire hat on, man. I ain't really feeling that shit. What's going on?
back on the pod, back on Twitter. I got the old gimmick back. Fuck Adam Schefter. That fucking
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. I'm ready.
Let's go, my boy.
I'm ready.
Sugar Shane 39 or something.
What is it?
Now,
I'm _6 now, right?
Sugar Shane _6 back.
That's right.
Go follow
my
boy right now. Right fucking now. Get on your fucking Twitter and go follow my boy. He back.
Man,
What
I can't.
Is the line at FanDuel? What is the line at FanDuel by the end of the football season? What number is in Shane's Twitter handle? What's the over/under on that?
Man.
I got 8.5. I'm putting the line at 8.5.
It feels good to be back on Twitter. I got to be honest. It feels, for however long it lasts, it feels good. I got a lot of messages from some of the old guys I haven't talked to in a long time. Happy to see that I'm still alive, still kicking. And, perfect time for football season.
Perfect time. Well, without further ado, let's talk about some NFL. Quan, what's up with that graphic, my guy? Yes, sir. So we just going to go around the horn, man, NFL talk. I see we got the Rams. That's Quan team up there. We got the Bengals. We got Jonathan Taylor. But first, man, we gonna do some Bears talk, man. Y'all know how we do. So I'm gonna go grab my ramen noodles because I'm hurting over here. And Schwab, I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your thing, dog. Go ahead and tell me why you want to get rid of my boy, man. Tell me what's going on. First, talk about the situation. I'm sure DJ and Shane, y'all are both chime in. Shane, would you be on the rival team with the Evil Empire hat on? And DJ, that's your squad too. So Schwab, go ahead and take it away, big dog.
The long and short of it's this, where Poles comes in and I get the Khalil Mack trade. If you're looking to get as much future help as you can immediately, knowing you're not going to compete this year. But we're talking about a guy in Roquan Smith, 25 years old, elite linebacker, going into and I'm going to get sidetracked here for just a second, because anytime anybody tries telling you that the will linebacker is not an important position in the Tampa 2 or not a premium position in the Tampa 2, go ahead and stop listening to that person. They don't know what they're talking about. Show me a team that's run the Tampa 2 at a high level that didn't have a great will linebacker. The 02 Bucks had Derek Brooks. The 06 Bears had Lance Briggs. This isn't a coincidence. You need those guys. And the ironic part is when Jalen Johnson comes up in a couple years, he actually plays a position that really isn't as valuable in the Tampa 2, and I wonder what the discourse then is going to be. I digress.
Oh, no, you tweaking now, but
what corner in the Tampa 2? Really not that important.
One, I don't even know if they fully running a Tampa 2, and then two, the corner is one of the premium positions, no matter what defense you are running. And so if Jalen Johnson is not Jalen Johnson, then the Bears defense is going to look different no matter what defense they are running.
Right, and that's the thing. I mean, going back to those 02 Bucks, they had Rondé Barber. Brian Kelly was a strong player for them at corner. So, I mean, it's not like it's totally useless. But is it the most important spot in that defense? No. Now, if Jalen's contributing at a level that Roquan's contributing at now, then yeah, my view is going to be the same. You pay that guy, your homegrown talent, and you hold on to those guys and you build with those guys. My issue right now is people that don't know what they're talking about, claiming that, oh well, he doesn't play a premium position, so they shouldn't pay the guy what he's worth. Yeah, they absolutely should. And then yesterday he puts out a statement that he wants a trade, which I don't think he really does. The timing of that is not a coincidence. The fact that he brought up George McCaskey's name is not a coincidence. And then today, well, actually go back to yesterday, Poles addressed the media, which I thought was a great move by him. It just some level of accountability, because Pace wouldn't have done this. You know that Pace would have, hit away and not addressed it at all. And Poles did, and I appreciate that he did that. Looking back on it today, after they took him off the PUP list, now it's like, okay, maybe they're not playing so nice anymore. So now it's going to be one of two things: either they're actually close to a deal now, or more likely this is the point where it starts to get ugly. And it's ridiculous, and it didn't need to happen. Again, this is an important guy in Eberflus's system, to where, okay, you want to see that he's going to produce well. He's going into the 5th year of his deal. And, NFL, not for long. You're one play away from being screwed here. So you can't fault the guy for wanting his money, which is another thing that constantly gets brought up. Oh, well, he held out his rookie deal. Yeah, because his rookie deal had language in it that he would have lost money if he got suspended for helmet-to-helmet hit. You can't fault the guy at all for not wanting to risk his money, his livelihood, on Roger Goodell's suspension roulette. And then the last point, him not having an agent is not helping matters.
That's what I was going to say. He ain't got no agent.
He is a smart player, to where he understands things like I just brought up with that rookie deal, where, hey, I'm playing hard, and, if this happens, helmet-to-helmet hit, even if it's not intentional, where I could get suspended and I could lose money, and that ain't right. So he's clearly thinking about things like that. But Roquan, shout out to Roquan. I know you're listening. Just saw you whatever day it was, last Tuesday at camp. Please hire an agent and get this done, because you're taking this personally when it doesn't need to be, because you're in these negotiations now, hearing things you wouldn't otherwise hear. Either learn how to do business or hire somebody that knows how to do it. And Poles, shout out to Poles. I know you're listening. I've been critical of you, and I'm not going to stop being.
Dog, you said it was a fireable offense, and they haven't even played one down yet. So I don't know.
It's a fireable offense if you let this guy go.
All right, Shane, what's your take, dog? I see you came off mute real quick.
Whoa.
Through the draft.
Look, I know we 3 of the 4 people up here are Bears fans, but does anybody outside Chicago really care about this? This is a team, Mike. This is a team whose win total is 6, shaded to the under, minus 125. The Bears are just a non. This is
true. But look on Twitter when they click on Roquan Smith, the trending topic.
That don't matter. That don't matter.
This is something that's just going to play out the way it's going to play out. He'll probably end up they'll probably end up coming to an agreement, right? Okay. I don't think if that's my guess is they'll come to some sort of deal. I don't know what. I do not understand why he doesn't hire an agent. How many examples do we have in any pro sport with not hiring an agent working out in your favor?
Yeah.
Can you think of any off the top of my head? I think Richard Sherman did it a couple years ago. But I just don't that part of it just doesn't really make sense to me. Other than that, it's man, I'm in situations like this, I'm always going to side with the player, especially in a game where one wrong shot and you'll never play again. And you know what I'm saying? These contracts, they don't get the guaranteed money that these other sports do. So how are we how can you look at it as, siding with these billionaire owners and people that just, want to, penny pinch over a guy that at any point in his career, one play, he's done. It's the most brutal sport there is. And I'm never gonna look differently at a guy for holding out for as much money as he possibly can. I just think in the end they'll probably figure something out. Whether it who budges first, I don't know, but I'd be surprised to see him this ending with anything other than them coming to some sort of an agreement.
DJ, anything to add? Because I'm in agreement with Shane pretty much. I love my team, but we ain't Super Bowl bound, so.
No, like you see my name, like just chill out, like just like that's why like it's August, it's like 6 or 7 guys that actually been traded. Nobody got traded, everybody got their money, like it's gonna happen. Like just chill out. Like he gonna get his money. He should have an agent. It's a few guys out there that have done well without agents, but pretty much they deals was like what they can get anyways. Like it was kind of like a max deal, like in basketball or like football. Like Lamar Jackson don't got an agent, and he could just write a number on a sheet of paper, and they gonna just have to like pay him. So like it could work out, but probably not in this case because of the position that he played. But like Roquan wrote like this long ago letter, and then he showed up to like practice that same day. They don't strike me as a guy that that wants to be gone. And this.
But hold on, DJ. They took him off the pup list. And so like, that's basically their way of saying, all right, motherfucker. Yeah. Either you start practicing, you figure this out, or we're gonna start fining you. That's like
then once he come in after he get like $200,000 in fines, once he come in, they gonna waive the fines. Like what we see. And then Shane, this did make the news story. So like, yeah, they don't
look, I'm not saying Schwab went on. Hold on, Schwab went on for like 5 minutes with all. I'm like, all right, bro, chill the fuck out. Like this kind of shit happens all the time. Like this happens every August in the NFL with a good player like Roquan Smith, right? It happens every single year. It'll get resolved.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Y'all can see Mike because I can't see him.
No, I went off camera for a second so I could share a thing.
Okay.
All right, so Shane, I can't remember who said it, but somebody quoted that the Packers is gonna be a top 5 defense this year.
Yeah,
how you feel about that?
Honestly, I do. And you know me, I'm never like. That's to me like the thing of the whole Rodgers era. Like when you look back, it's been the overall shit defenses. And it's funny that they lose Devontae Adams, right? And now the offense probably takes at least somewhat of a step back, at least to start the year. I mean, losing Devontae Adams.
Just one step back.
I mean,
because go ahead, finish your point.
I mean, they're 7-0 without Devontae Adams, and Rodgers' numbers are not different. So no, I think in LaFleur's offense, I think in LaFleur's offense, like it'll probably take some time, but they're gonna be fine. But that's to the point I'm about to get at about what you're saying about the defense is, I mean, you might have the best secondary in the NFL. I can't remember the last time I said that. They let Zadarius Smith go, which is fine because they picked up Campbell last year, which was a ridiculous signing. And you got Rashawn Gary, who's quickly turning into one of the best defensive players in the league. Not just Packers fans, but people around the league. When he got picked, was it 9th? Schwab would probably know. So I think it was 9. Oh, I remember on draft night, it was just, this guy's 15. A boss. What number was it?
It was like 15.
Okay, we'll have to check that. I thought it was 9. Maybe I'm wrong. 9, 10, 11. It was in that area. But it was just like, this guy's a bust. This guy, it's just not going to work out, and he's turned into literally one of the best defensive players in the league.
That's true.
So I'm, it's at that point where, and again, like we know how hard it is to play defense in the NFL these days, but I definitely think they have the potential to be overall top 5 defense, which obviously anytime you can have a strong defense, especially in the regular season, it's going to take pressure off the offense. Rodgers doesn't have to put up 28, 30 points a game anymore. You know what I mean? You don't need Devontae to go crazy anymore. And obviously you don't have him. So, Alan Lazard's your number 1 wide receiver. Yeah, I don't love that.
Shane, that's what I was just about to say though. Stop you there. Like, do you believe in like all those guys? Because like every time I see like the Bears got the worst receiving core in the league, and then I see the Packers got all these weapons.
But it's a pointless comparison though. It's a pointless comparison because you have Aaron Rodgers. That's back-to-back MVP, and you have a very well schemed offense, and you have a 2 good running back set, and you have a solid offensive line. Not as good as it's been. I'm really not counting on Bakhtiari for anything anymore. But like as far as just overall the Packers team, yeah, they're going to be good. I think they're going to be a top probably 3 seed in the NFC, and we'll see what happens.
That's who said it. AJ Dillon said it, Shane. That's who said it.
Yeah, I mean that's another guy. That was another draft pick that was just absolutely crushed. Right. Well, you got to take a receiver. Okay, this, that, and the other, and he's turning also into one of the better running backs in the league. Yeah. So yeah, look, man. Am I happy Devontae Adams not on the Packers anymore? No. But do I think it's going to make a difference in wins and losses? Also, no.
You don't think that because of the defense?
You're going to have to sell me. You're not going to sell me on any receiver in the league being the difference between wins and losses on a football team. Not one guy. That just doesn't. I don't buy that. I really don't. I mean, Devontae Adams has been the best receiver in the league for a couple of years, and where's that guy? And they haven't got over the hump. Look at like the San Francisco blueprint. That's kind of like what Green Bay is molding defensively with a better secondary.
Here's the thing, though, with Adams, he really was the centerpiece of that scheme. So I'm not saying that they can't still make it work, but having him there made everybody else on defense adjust to him. And
sure, I'm not denying that at all. 100%. I'm not saying losing Devontae is a positive. No, I'm just saying, like, you
see how there's not a step back.
Could be. It could be at least to start the year, but I mean, let's look at the facts. Look at the division they play in. That's the reality of the situation. They're not playing the AFC West. They're playing with the Detroit team that's getting, Mike, they're starting to get some actual real respect in the betting markets. But, are they a threat to Green Bay in the division? No. We know the Bears are going to be bad.
Tanking. The Lions are biting kneecaps, and the
Vikings are mediocre
themselves to Kirk Cousins.
So exactly.
But if you're talking bigger aspirations here, like you're going to win the division, you're going to skate to it. It's not a question at this point, at least not for at least a year and 2 years, depending on how Fields develops, depending on whether Dan Campbell stops biting kneecaps long enough to realize Jared Goff stinks. But as far as like going into January, because like this offense put up 10 points last year in the playoffs. And just
and look at the defense, right? They didn't give up any. They didn't give up a touchdown. So look, man, I'm always going to say this: just get into the playoffs and see what happens.
Oh, absolutely.
Fluky shit's going to happen in playoff games. Like if you play that Packers-Niners game 10 times, Packers probably win 7. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know they were 7-0 without Adams. So that's
go look at Rodgers' numbers without Devontae Adams, and then check it. Don't check yourself, but check it a little bit. Like, all right, let me slow down just a little bit because,
I think you make some real good points, Shane. Especially because that's a top 5 player in his position,
and you don't need.
It just tells you how good Aaron Rodgers is.
There was a time in the Rodgers era, I'd have to go back and really look at the years, but 2015, 2016, the defense was so bad that they were not winning games unless Rodgers was going God mode. Right. I can say, like, if the defense was in that era, I'd say, this team has 0 chance. But
it's been most of the Rodgers era from like 2012 to now.
Yeah, even like the Super Bowl year, the defense gave up a lot of yards per play, but they got really lucky that year with turnovers. Like that's the kind of shit that you need to win Super Bowl. You need a lot of things to go your way, right? That Packers defense, that everybody always talks about that Packers defense when they won the Super Bowl. What they don't mention is how many yards per play they were giving up. Like they were getting cooked, but they got a lot of turnovers. So that's why, like, when Mike and I do like a betting show, like I'm gonna look at like the Cowboys, right? And that's a team I just don't like at all this year because they got a lot of turnovers last year, right? A lot of fluky shit, a lot of stuff that just
they gave up as much as they turned over.
Trayvon Diggs, dude, like he's garbage. I'm sorry, but he is. If he's not getting, miracle tips in his hand, like he's getting burnt.
Yeah, he giving up touchdown. If he's not catching a pick, he giving up a touchdown. Yeah,
so like that's
true.
the kind of that's the kind of stuff you look at. So I'm to be completely honest, I'm excited to actually watch Green Bay Packers play defense.
And also, you have seen this story before as it relates to Dallas.
Well, all right. So Shane, you mentioned the AFC West. So let's go over there real quick. Are they the best division in football right now?
Not even. Is it? It's not even close. It's not even close.
Go ahead, the best
DJ.
division in sports.
Go ahead, DJ. I went off there for a minute. You go.
Yeah, like that's not even close. Like, of course the Chiefs are still the favorites, but man,
the Chiefs.
Like, yeah, like it's gonna be tough, man, because the quarterbacks in that division and the edge rushers in that division is like yeah, man, like it's gonna be tough. Like I feel like it's gonna come down to them last few games, and I haven't looked at the schedule, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna like backload some of those division games, and those games are going to be the things that's going to put one team out. Like one or two of those teams are going to fall out because they lost that division game week 13, week 14, because like that division is like really, really tough. And
hold on, DJ. I'm looking at the odds right now. You mentioned it. The Chiefs plus 170, the Chargers plus 225, the Broncos plus 270, and the Raiders plus 650. Man, so market likes the Chargers better than the Broncos? I don't know about that. I mean, it's a small. Like, how do you see? What do you think, DJ? Like, how do you kind of see that division playing out? Because
what's crazy is I just saw the Broncos. They had the fourth best odds in the division like a couple of days ago. I don't know what happened, but I'm looking out for like the injuries though, because certain guys are going down. Like Tim Patrick just went down for the Broncos.
That's huge.
Because you trying to build up this offense and you just losing one of your guys, and it's not like that. It's not like that. They got a whole bunch of guys over there that's like proven to like pick up the slack. So I'm looking for like little small things like that. But
and they got Sutton coming off the ACL, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the Raiders offensive line, they got to fix their offensive line. That's gonna be like their biggest issue. If they could fix their offensive line and be more sound defensively, they're gonna be right there. I think it's gonna come down to the Chargers and the Chiefs. And like I said, like probably like one of those last games is gonna determine who's gonna like take it. But I really like the Chiefs and then the Chargers.
Bro, I got a take. Can I fire off a hot take?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Can I fire one off? I don't think the Chiefs lose anything by losing Tyreek Hill.
Nope.
Nothing.
No,
like I'm not
pound him.
Bro, like I'm not individually, he's great. I'm not this is not anti Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's gonna help Miami's offense. I think he's gonna help the I like to call two of the one-arm bandit. But I mean I like
that's one more arm than I give him credit for.
Honestly, like I'm a fan of Juju in this offense. Like even I'm an MVS guy, man. I did not want like I'm fine with what the Packers did with drafting Watson and like Romeo Dubs, but I didn't want him. I've always liked MVS ever since he was with the Packers, man. He's a legit deep threat. I mean, he's going from Rodgers to Mahomes too. So like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't
think they scheme is
yeah. I think their scheme. Like, I'm not trying to say don't take this wrong way. Like Tyreek Hill's a system guy because he's not. But I think you can plug dudes into that system with Mahomes, and they're going to be fine. Like losing Tyreek Hill to me is not going to cost the Chiefs wins. You know what I'm saying? Somebody from that group.
Downgrade, like in the grand scheme of things, you're right. Like it's not going to cost them wins. It's a step back, barely, just because like whoever you have in place of him isn't going to be as good. But yeah, this is nowhere near.
Somebody's
like,
going to ball. Somebody from that group, Sky
Right.
Moore, Juju, MVS, somebody's going to just put up numbers like they haven't before.
Yeah,
like,
this is
Andy Reid,
it's nowhere near as big a deal.
Just give me some more fast niggas.
Packers
They do the same thing, like some fast niggas. That's it.
Right.
Like,
MVS, that's
man.
MVS. MVS can run.
And so
fast
like
as fuck.
so
McCole Hardman's still there.
And they still got Travis Kelce. Like I'm saying, like I don't.
And Kelce about to have a monumental year. I don't care what brackets they run. I don't care how much you double team. That dude is a otherworldly tight end. He was one with Tyreek Hill, gonna be one without one.
And it just says a lot about the division too. That the team with the worst odds, plus 650, is the Raiders, and they got a trio of Devontae Adams, which by all accounts best wide receiver in the league, right? If not, I mean he's right there. Take your pick, right? And then you got Hunter Renfrow, who's very good.
Solid.
Shout out to the wide receivers. Come on, we gotta give him a little love. We gotta give him a little respect. He can ball. He can ball. And then you got Darren Waller. Like that's a nasty ass trio right there, and they're the worst team in the division. I mean, man, AFC West is going to be tough.
The Broncos defense is the reason why. Like their odds is probably better. Their defense, and they got guys that can like lock up guys too. So like their defense is going to be like real deal. I think the way that the Chiefs is going to miss Tyreek Hill is like those like scramble plays, those like plays where like Pat is just back there running, and then Tyreek just find that seam, like especially like in the playoffs. I think that's where they're going to miss him, but I don't think your take is like super hot though. Shane.
Yeah, no, I just feel like with the immediate reaction was just like, it was an overreaction, right? Like I get why the Chiefs did that. I get it. Like you didn't want to pay that guy top of the line for what? Your offense is going to be fine, And then who's the running back? They picked up Ronald Jones, right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so like I mean.
Edwards Helaire.
They still got Edwards Helaire.
And they got somebody else that they going to keep, that they got to keep too, because they said that they're going to keep probably three backs, maybe four. So they going to keep running them. They going to keep.
Man, Schuster was a good pickup too. Shane, DJ sent me Schuster's yard total is 800.5.
Over.
Way over, right?
Is that accurate? I have not looked at any.
DJ sent me that yesterday. Okay. I think DJ.
Yeah.
And I'm like he should without in a 17 game season, like without an injury, he should be well over 1,000. I think with Mahomes, he should be well over 1,000.
Yeah, man. Like he was putting up numbers before he got hurt with fucking Roethlisberger, who's been garbage for years. You know what I'm saying? And he's playing like, yeah, man. I think he's going to get unlocked. I think Juju could have. I wonder what like his comeback player of the year price is. That's an interesting one too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that on Quality Bets. We'll talk about that on Quality Bets. Let's find out and have that for the people.
You're my props guy. You know me. I don't look at props that often. You're my props guy.
Okay, I had that for y'all there, people. All right, let's move out the AFC West. Let's just talk about the overall NFL, man. Any rookies y'all like to make an impact? Shane, you just talked about a comeback player, possibly. Anybody coming off injury?
Bro,
anybody y'all think gonna take a decline? Like, let's talk about that.
Bro, what we need to do is start the fucking season, because I can't handle another training. I can't handle another 7-yard out to Jalen Waddle, wide open, fucking just getting jerked off all over the place. And this is his time. He's finally healthy. This is his year to explode. He's got Mike McDaniel now, bro. Make it stop. Like everybody's in the best shape of their lives. Everybody's just dropping dimes. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Let's like it's overkill. And I know like everybody's just waiting for the games to start, and preseason, the real preseason starts Friday? I think there might be a game tomorrow.
Deshaun Watson started Friday too.
Yeah.
You know what? That's we got a comment. Jameis Winston, comeback player of the year candidate. I'm 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. I'm a believer. I'm a buyer in the Saints this year. But But honestly, like just overall thoughts, man. Just looking around, Mike
Thank
Buffalo.
you, Walt Dog. Appreciate you, Walt Dog, for that
You know,
comment man.
I've been on the Buffalo wagon for the last 2 years. They're the best team in the NFL. They're the Super Bowl favorite.
I'll just say they the favorites, right?
Yeah, they are. Now, I'm not saying
Yeah.
I'm not advising them.
Yeah.
I'm never ever going to tell somebody to bet on the NFL favorite to win the Super Bowl. I would never do that. But
Odell to Buffalo. That's is that gonna be a thing?
No, that's another rumor. He bunch of like social media stuff. Didn't nothing happen yet.
Bro, I'm a big I think Buffalo, their win total is like 11.5 or something, bro. They might win like 14 games. Honestly, I could see Buffalo just being a wagon in the regular season, just trucking teams.
I can see that. One thing that I noticed this all season is a bunch of coaches coming out talking about they're going to use a multi-back system. Like they don't consider certain guys to be RB1s, and they're going to keep, multiple backs, and then have like a 2-3 back system. So that's been something different because normally that just plays out like that. But I've heard like multiple teams say that they're gonna be splitting carries, or more guys gonna be playing like in the slot, things of that nature.
I mean, look Green Bay, for example. We just talked about AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones.
Yeah,
that's
Green Bay gonna have that. The Lions gonna have that with Swift and Jamal Williams probably. You got down here in Dallas, Pollard been playing his ass off. They still got Zeke.
They got a better Pollard's better than Zeke, dude. Yeah. If you got two eyes, you can tell that. That's accurate. He's better in the passing game. He's better in the running game. Like Zeke is just a name.
That's fire. That's shit. Bro,
Zeke is just a name at this point.
Damn.
You just know his name.
Damn.
Now that's a harder take.
That's hot right there. And Pollard is good. Pollard is good. Maybe we can talk about that on Good If It Goes Down next time. I'm gonna ask you, DJ, how good Pollard is. But goddamn, Shane, that's hot.
Bro, Zeke's got
Walt Dog said that Odell to the Ravens would be better. So thank you again, Walt Dog, for your comment.
I mean, shout out Odell, man. I'm glad that man got a ring, and he balled in his limited time in LA. But second ACL tear in February, like, what are we really expecting?
And then, like, how many games are you getting? Like, the Ravens need help now. Like, they need that. They need that now. Bateman, so wherever he goes,
Rashad Bateman's about to go off this year. Mike, look up some Rashad Bateman props.
I think
give me all the Rashad Bateman overs, all of them.
I like Bateman too, man. So I'm about to check that out, man.
Like
I have something for you for the
bet. Not gonna be nobody else to like throw the ball to. We got Andrews who gonna do his thing.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna have to be Bateman because everybody else pretty much knew.
Yeah, they got rid of Hollywood's ass, man. Go ship his ass off.
Man. What a disappointment, man. What a fucking disappointment.
Yeah, this number should have been crazy last year,
bro. And he tried putting it on this, like he tried taking low key shots to it, Lamar, like putting it on their system, bro. There's multiple videos of you dropping wide open passes deep, bad drops too.
And Lamar was so excited to play with him. They from basically the same area, man, down there in Broward County, like, and just didn't make it happen. Walt Dog commented about the 2-back system. He said ATL got 2 backs, Miami got 2 backs. So, DJ, what you said, is really like coming to fruition with them 2-back systems, man. Especially like you said, it came straight from the coach's mouth. So I'm hyped, man.
I got a hot take. I got another take. I'm firing off takes tonight. Just I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued a little bit by the Giants. I'm not sitting here saying take their overs.
Wait.
Can I finish? Let me finish.
Hold on, did you ask me if Saquon still play football in the chat?
I did. Because hold on. Was Saquon Barkley the worst 2 pick in the history of the NFL? Was that the worst 2 pick in the history of the league?
I don't think so, but like
it's up there.
Go back and look though.
It's up there, right?
He's the most unfortunate because the motherfucker when he play, he ball.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's not even about him. We had this conversation before about how insane it is for a bad team to draft a running back 2nd overall.
You hate running backs getting picked in the first round. Down.
I hate running backs. I hate running backs getting picked early. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, see, I'll
Shane
go
don't
back.
want them to go to the fourth round.
That's right, man.
Later.
Where did David Montgomery? He's a very good running back, right? Where'd he go?
Walt Dog said the Giants taking no threat. So
I'm just saying.
Tell us why.
I didn't say wins. I'm saying this is more from like a betting perspective in games, like with betting the overs. Like I think.
What's their total?
Their actual win total? I don't know. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
Shane, but the Eagles are going to be good. The Cowboys still going to give them fits. I just don't. I don't see nothing happening.
Well, I'm a big Daboll fan. I think he's going to be one of the better head coaches in the league. I think if there's one little concern I have about Buffalo, it's them losing him. Like that's kind of an underrated storyline in the offseason. Nobody's talking about that. Everybody just figures Buffalo will be fine, which they probably will. But I mean, he is the real deal. And I'm not saying
Danny turnover though, man. They got Danny turnover.
I like some of the young guys they got. I like Tony. I mean, if they can get anything out of Galladay, you finally got a healthy Barkley, Mike. And then you got the rookie. You asked me our rookies. I want to look at prices for Wan'Dale Robinson.
Okay.
For the wide receiver from Kentucky, like he's making a lot of noise already in training camp. I like him. I loved him he was one of my favorite players in college to watch. So that's why I'm just saying I'm intrigued. I think they're offensively, like they can be like one. So
they'll be better than they was last year.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, one of those one of those terrible teams that can make at least some decent improvements.
I got you. And getting away of the Eagles or the Cowboys.
Because I'm not because like one of the teams that people are trying to get high on and saying that, bet they're over, this, that, and the other is the Jets. I'm just not, man.
They stinky.
Come on, man. And they just lost Becton too for the year.
Yeah. They gotta fill that spot because that's very important. Especially because they another team that want to use two backs. And they got Zach Wilson, so like trying to like give him time. So
Joe Flacco about to have that job damn near like that's your boy Schwab. Explain why is your golden child who you said you thought was better than Lawrence on the 2021 draft podcast? You thought he was gonna be better than Lawrence. Explain yourself. Why is he in a quarterback battle with Joe Flacco? Please. You muted, nothing to say, cool. Speaking of quarterbacks that Schwab likes, Mitchell Trubisky over there looking like he's going to be the successor to Roethlisberger. Quan posted shout out our producer, Quan, man. Quan posted a tweet in the chat. He said he had like an 0-for-4 sequence. Did he get picked off twice or almost got picked off twice and then 2 incompletes?
Yeah.
Bro, like
I just saw it.
I'm trying not to, really trying not to overreact to anything I see from like this training camp stuff. But let me tell you, bro, they got a trio of guys that just cannot play. Certified scrubs, Stephen A. boys. You got Mason Rudolph, who I have no idea how this guy. Myles Garrett should have really whacked him in the head so he can never play it again. Like I can't stand this motherfucker.
That motherfucker is
this dude has cost me so much money. I don't even want to get into that. Bro,
who?
Mason Rudolph.
Oh, Mason Rudolph?
Yeah, don't even get me started, bro.
He's like half Mason
Rudolph,
above
Trubisky,
Nathan
and
Peterman.
then you got Pickett, who's just a rookie that's just not ready to play.
Yeah.
So I mean, Pittsburgh's a weird team to try to handicap to like what they're going to be because strong defense, we know that they got skilled players on offense. But they got no quarterback, and last year they had no quarterback, but they made the playoffs. Like you guys know, I've criticized Tomlin a lot, but when you kind of like take a step back and realize like this dude has never had a losing season, that's fucking ridiculous. Like
in the AFC North too.
Bro,
in the AFC North,
it's ridiculous, especially with like Roethlisberger the last however many years he's been horrible. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I mean Tomlin does overall a good job there. So I don't know, like,
and the AFC North was probably the best it's been in a while last season.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they had teams.
And now you add Watson,
teams, man.
Right? No, now you add Watson, and
no, Shane. To your point, I I just seen something about the Steelers, and then they was talking about they guys like the quarterbacks. So the lady that was like covering the team, they like asked her like, "Hey, what are you thinking?" And she didn't have like, she couldn't say nothing like great. She was just like, "Well," so like they got a bunch of like,
bro. That's what I'm
like,
saying. Like, it's just a hard. It's just a
Bonafide
hard team.
scrubs.
It's a hard team. Pittsburgh's a hard team to try and figure out like to how to project them, right? Because you just have no idea what you're getting from the quarterback position. You just got to assume that it's going to be bad.
Yeah. How you think Najee Harris gonna do for our fantasy players out there? Because I like Najee, but I'm like, shit, I don't know if I draft him just because no quarterback, and that usually don't work out good.
They're gonna have to check it down.
I mean, there's gonna be. I think he's gonna have a lot of volume. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. I think Najee's right after. So like as far as running backs, this is how I probably have it: Taylor 1, McCaffrey 2, Eckler 3, probably Derrick Henry 4. And then Najee's probably in that next tier, right?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Can you guys hear me?
He went first.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the man with the plan, the creator. On deck. And you know what? I'm glad you came, Quan, because before we wrap up NFL, I was gonna ask, do the Rams repeat? So let's go to our resident Rams fan. I know it's hard. It's hard to
Hell no.
Hey, first of all, I had to hear you talk about the Packers defense and Aaron Rodgers without Devontae Adams. I'm not going to criticize you for saying I agree with a lot of the points you made, but let's simmer down. I think
go ahead.
Shut up, because I know what you're going to allude to. The throwing issues that Matthew Stafford has been coming up in training camp. Listen, that's the only worry, because I think they got better on defense. I think with them bringing in Bobby Wagner, that defense was a major hole. And you're telling me that Bobby Wagner's playing behind Aaron Donald, that's going to wrap up a lot of that run game where they were getting gashed. I think it was Reader, DJ Reader. It was one of the Readers that was playing middle, and he was a liability. Like you could see it in the Super Bowl, he couldn't cover anybody to save his life. He couldn't get out on screens to cover downfield to help with like Debo taking it 90 out the gate. I think the only it's not concerning to me because I know Stafford will play through it, and I've been watching the doctors that kind of pop up into the Rams.
Don't say Dr. Chow, please.
No. Like they're doctors that they're doing videos and they're throwing them on the Rams video talking about how much it could affect him this season. But I think they have a plan for him. But he's gonna play through it regardless. So is he going to take a hit during the middle of the season to his elbow? Is something going to happen in game to where he's trying to brace for an impact on the fall that could extend that hurt him even more? I'm thinking that those are going to be the major issues, but they have a really tough schedule, man. Like they play the Bills opening night, they play a lot of the 1 seeds, and I'm concerned that they're going to have that Super Bowl hangover, and it's tough to predict, but I think their defense is good enough. If Stafford's healthy, I think they win the NFC West. I don't want to say easily because it depends on Trey Lance's development.
Well, here's the thing, though.
And the 49ers, we've seen the 49ers, they might. That's why I asked Prentice, are y'all winning 4 games this year or are y'all winning 14 games this year? I
think they're going to be lethal, man.
Mike, here's the thing.
That Trey Lance thing, nobody knows. Nobody knows. And then back to that Stafford point, any fluky thing can happen, and then he can hit his elbow. And next thing you know, we talking about 2-3 games or whatever. So that's gonna be something to watch the entire season.
Well, they're not. Let's just get this out of the way. They're not repeating. Nobody repeats in the NFL. Those days are long gone. You need so many things to go your way.
Who's the threat in the NFC though?
I mean,
man.
Wait a minute.
The Bucks.
That wasn't me.
Backup center just got hurt too. So
who's the threat in the NFC? It's not Green Bay. It's not Tampa Bay. Nobody out the NFC East.
I don't know.
Dallas? You don't like Dallas?
Who knows? Philadelphia? Who knows, dude?
Dallas,
I don't believe in Philly.
Dallas offense still gonna be strong, I think, though.
Bro, man.
You gotta let that shit play out. I'll say this about the Rams: they're not repeating. That's not happening. but they're going to probably win the division.
Cardinals? What about the Cardinals?
No, that's the thing. Like the NFC West is not that good anymore. Seattle's one of the worst teams in the league.
Because one person left, the NFC West not that good. Because last year we said the NFC West was the best in the division.
Okay, Seattle's
the best division. So one person left, and they not.
Seattle's one of the worst teams in the division, and one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah. What we say yesterday about Hard Knocks.
That don't mean that the division, they still – because, look, we didn't know the Cardinals was going to be that good last year.
Are we buying Arizona, though?
Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. And the Cardinals replaced the Seahawks.
But what are we buying about Arizona?
Maybe watching the downfall.
They got a fucking stud quarterback, good offense.
Kyler Murray just got paid. I've never seen a quarterback get paid and do anything.
Bro. The thing with
his
the Cardinals
name isn't
Hopkins missing those 6 games, man. Like that's gonna be the thing. Like that's gonna that's gonna be a big issue because going back to like the numbers, look at Kyler with Hopkins and look at him without him, and we still haven't seen him play like great without Hopkins on the field. Still, so like those first 6 games is gonna tell me everything I need to know about the Cardinals.
I fired a long shot bet last year on Pete Carroll to be the first coach fired in the NFL, and it should have won, and it lost. This year, I'm gonna look at every market. I'm scouring the earth for the fucking ticket right now. I want Cliff Kingsbury as first NFL head coach fired. I want to look at the price. It's gonna be high. He should be. He's horrific. That team. Look at the offseason they had. I mean, you had to write in this guy's contract that he actually has to study and stop playing fucking video games. Like, and I'm supposed to take this team seriously? Like, they got off to a hot start last year, and then they came back to earth. Like that,
got hurt.
And what do I say? What have I said about Kyler Murray? And I've been told this is a scorcher, but you keep him in the pocket, he's Cade McNown.
Come on, man.
That's my Kyler Murray.
Come on.
Right, there's some undertones there.
Right, that's not the NFL, man.
Hold on. Last thing I'm gonna say before I get off here and let Schwab back in the chat. Hard Knocks. Dan Campbell is probably I've never seen anything like this. Bill Walsh never did up downs with the fucking San Francisco 49ers, and he's being this motherfucker won 3 games last year, and they are talking about him like he is a god level coach. And for the life of me, I cannot understand this. The Lions, I think their win total is what, 6.5?
6.5, shaded a little over, I think.
I think they're going to compete. I like the energy. I like the coaching staff. The defense was getting cooked by Jared Goff. And I know it's training camp and all that, but that was one of the worst defenses in the NFL last season. And that's kind of what I'm expecting to happen again. Listen, if the Lions have 1,000 haters, I'm one of them. If they have one hater, I am that hater. If they have no haters, I've left this earth. That's what I'm on this season. I'm bringing out, this is a big hate train. I'm a lifelong Los Angeles Rams fan. I've been waiting for that Super Bowl my entire. Don't shake your head at me because you quit the Packers last season, and we're not going to talk about how you jump back on the bandwagon mid-season and everything. So, listen, I'm putting my hate hat on. We're going to get Schwab back in the chat. Hope you guys have a good show for the rest of it.
Appreciate you, Quan. And it's 2022, goddammit. Turn that hate up. And we're going to go ahead and shift gears, man. We're going to shift gears.
You're a hater, right?
You said what?
You're the hater, right?
Yeah.
Like, why did Kyler Murray get paid and Lamar didn't? Yeah, like that doesn't make any sense.
Because
like,
Arizona is stupid.
If you're starting a team right now, is there a GM in the league that's taking Kyler Murray over Lamar Jackson?
Yes,
No.
the dumb one in Arizona.
I mean, maybe
Lamar don't got an agent, and I think like his mom be like helping him out too, and he got like a different mindset of like he need to prove something. I don't know what he think he needs to prove, but I think they got something to do with it.
He won a Super Bowl. He won an MVP already. He want to win a Super Bowl.
He's got to get some playoff success. Yeah,
but I'm saying no. That's his mindset. That's not nobody else saying that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he wants. He want to win a Super Bowl. You said what he got to prove. Shit,
I'm a huge Lamar fan. I'm just really not a Kyler fan. I don't think he sucks. I'm just saying, like, I don't really think you're winning much with Kyler Murray. Like I could see that team. I could see that team really. I could see that team really fall off.
Duos on Call of Duty.
I could see that team really fall off.
All
Like
right,
they got embarrassed in the playoffs last year. I mean, and you got this just a really weird offseason. You know, I don't know.
We're going to shift gears, man. Go ahead, Quan. Next graphic, por favor. Good NFL talk, though, man. We got more to come.
Man, we did all that time on NFL.
Man, there's a lot to talk about. This is the first NFL talk we done had. So
it's August 10th. We got preseason. We got.
It's here, man. So, Quan, you got a graphic, my guy? Otherwise, we just keep it pushing into NBA and some pro-am talk, some off-season stuff. So if y'all watch Good If It Goes Jam, y'all already kind of seen we got Banchero and Murray out of here for pro-am. But let's go back a couple weeks ago. I think we can just talk about Bron and DeRozan and whatnot. DJ, go ahead, man. Like just lead us into what's been going on the pro-am circuit.
So, man, like this year, a lot more guys are like playing in these pro-am games. So we got like the Drew League, we got the Seattle League is real popular. It's a league in New York that's really popular too. So what I'm seeing is that a lot more guys are really like playing this summer in these little leagues, whether they play a game or some of them play like the whole league, which could last anywhere from like 2 weeks to like a month. And so it's been really cool to see because you got like actual stars and superstars like that's like playing, and that's like bringing back that like feeling of that like lockout year, like that lockout year, which is like 2011, like you would just check on social media and Russ and whoever is at this tournament, or Bron is here, or
KD and Bron were playing flag football too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And was that when KD had like 50 at Rucker Park or something like that? Like that same summer, like I think Kobe played at the Drew League, like he was like cooking James Harden or some shit like that. Yeah.
And so like it's not to that level yet, but it just puts me back in that mode. It put me back in that like that feeling of like how fun that like summer was, because a lot of guys, because of social media, they don't want to get embarrassed. It's always cameras, it's always phones, it's always a lot of different things. So to see certain guys pull up and just like hoop has been like really fun to see.
Yeah. What's some more off season takes, man? One thing I saw was Harden giving his money up so that they can have a little bit more bread to add to their team.
Well, DJ brought up the DeJounte Murray and Banchero thing, and let's take it a step further. I don't. Does that trade really? Does that do anything for Atlanta? Like, look, I like Murray as an individual player, but DeJounte Murray and Trae Young, we know their games. They both need the ball in their hands, right? Yeah. They need the ball in their hands. They're not off-the-ball players. They're just not. Like, I think there's going to be some flashy nights. There's going to be nights where they probably both go off. But, like, does this really improve their standing in the East? Like,
only defensively
does it do anything for them?
Because Murray can guard, he got to – Trae Young ain't got to get cooked every night now. Murray can play some good defense, but aside from like actually moving the needle, no, they need a wing scorer. That's how I kind of feel. But I feel like every damn team in the NBA need a wing scorer. But like
I just saw the on the Caesars just came out with the NBA win totals today, and Boston's first 54.5 or 55.5.
Yeah,
which makes sense. I mean. And then you had, I think, next were Milwaukee and Golden State were both at like 52.
The Suns, Golden State,
and Milwaukee, right?
Milwaukee, yeah.
There
you go. So like they banking on like Boston have like a really good like season.
We're gonna see what's gonna happen with KD, but there was really no off-season moves. it's still time, I guess, for trades or whatever. But there's really no offseason moves that really moved the needle for me at all.
Yeah,
like I think the biggest trade was probably DeJounte, and I mean, what did Atlanta give up? 3 first-round picks or something, or was it 4?
Yeah, it might have been like 4,
I think it was 4. Like that's just like, oh man,
I
could see that going bad more than good.
Yeah, I think the biggest moves.
Gobert.
Oh,
That's right. That was the big one. Yeah, I mean,
what are they going to do with that?
I don't know.
I thought that was terrible. Man.
That's not what they need. Like they actually need like a point guard that can facilitate better for everybody else, and that can still get his own shot. Like
because they got the wing scorer. They got Edwards is the real deal.
Yeah.
He's the real deal.
Yeah.
Cat is solid, but Cat is like second tier. We talking centers, and then this is a league that the center position is not like what it was when we was growing up, But you got Embiid and Jokic, like them are 2 guys that like that's where he need to be. Cat need to be up there, and he's just not that.
Bro, even look at like the Ayton contract. I think we all said this in the chat. Like, I am not paying a center that's not named Embiid or Jokic that kind of money. Like, I'm not paying them that, and I'm not trading. I'm not giving up that much for him a trade, like for what they gave up for Gobert and for what the contract Ayton guy. Like, hey man, much respect, good for you. I'm not hating on the guy getting paid, but it's a mistake from a team perspective to do that for anybody not named Embiid or Jokic. Like those Embiid and Jokic are just a different level of good.
But like, I think, no, that's definitely true. I just think like a lot of teams feeling like they have to do something, and they have to put something in place. Like
that's a good point. That's a good point.
We have to do something to sell it to our fans, and be able to say that we are at least trying. Because if the Suns lose Aiden, they taking a step back. Timberwolves thinking that, all right, we can take a step forward. Some of those things are not going to work out, which the things that we mentioned, I don't think none of them are. But just think about it. The Hawks was just in the Eastern Conference Finals. And so, they was literally just in the Eastern Conference Finals. And they beat the 76ers with the Embiid, with the Ben Simmons. So they just beat, a team. And so, you just never know, what happened. Guys be getting injured, things of that nature. And so I think team just thinking, we got to do something.
Yeah. I think the biggest moves was the ones that didn't happen. So KD not getting moved, Kyrie not getting moved.
That remains to be seen. I who the fuck knows what's gonna happen with any of that, dude? I don't.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Russell Westbrook re-signed with that $47 million or something like that, 40-something million.
I think KD
that fucked up anybody coming to the Lakers.
I think KD overplayed his hand, honestly, and I don't think he's gonna. I think that he thinks that when this happened, it was all right. I'm Kevin Durant. I'm going where I want to go. Motherfuckers are going to pay, give up whatever the team wants. And that's just not the case, man.
Yeah, he tried that Bron thing, but it didn't work.
Yeah, Bron's a different breed, man. He just is. That's just Bron has controlled his way through his entire career, and there will never be somebody that's able to do it to that capability again. I'm not even talking about from a playing basketball perspective. I'm talking about from a player empowerment.
The player GM.
Yeah. That shit, that's not going to happen again.
I mean, he was effectively the GM there.
Yeah, he was.
The owners finally fed up.
That's a good point. It's like, dude, you asked for all this shit. You pegged for fucking DeAndre Jordan, and we did it.
Yeah.
You wanted, everything
Harden,
that you wanted, you've done.
Yeah, and you quit on Harden.
And you've given us
Harden
nothing.
was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. I want to win a championship now. Which I fuck with Harden. I don't know about taking that pay cut, but I fuck with Harden because he man, fuck this. I've been a scoring champion. I've done all the individual shit I can. I just want to fucking win now. And he got a guy on his team that now Harden don't even got to be the best player on his team no more.
And Mike, to that point,
a generational player on the team with him. So
to that point, it's say what you want. People can say what they want about. They can say what they want about how LeBron has done his business over his career, but the fact of the matter is that every single place he's gone, he's won a championship. You cannot. That is 100% fact. You can't say it about KD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a fact. So like this
owner.
And
then when he do, you right. And then when he do build the teams, like they are making deep playoff runs, if not like winning it. So like
that's bringing them more money.
Yeah, so that's bringing everything to it. So like that was the first mistake KD did was trusting like a flat earther, and I feel like that put us in that situation because like everything hinges on Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie Irving plays last year, then Harden don't leave. If Kyrie Irving don't get hurt 2 years prior, they beat the Bucks and they probably win a championship. They probably beat the Suns. And so like everything to me hinges on Kyrie Irving.
Right. I mean, and don't underestimate how much it KD I think for his own mindset, like he badly wants to get a ship somewhere outside of Golden State to say, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to stick with him for as long as he's in the league. If he doesn't win,
he's thinking about his legacy now.
You went to Golden State. You won with a team with 3 Hall of Famers, right?
Team y'all just blew a 3-1 lead to.
Right. They
won 73 fucking games.
Right. So if KD can't win one so he's now he looks at us, all right, we got a shitty GM, we got a horrific head coach in Steve Nash. This guy has
Steve Nash
Who wanted the head coach?
Because he don't Nash don't be doing nothing.
Right.
You know that.
Like, so if he's trying to, KD's now, I saw today, he's interested. He wants to go to Boston. He wants to go to Philly. Yeah, of course he does. He wants to go to
Warriors.
Right.
Fuck it. Send me back to Golden State. Fuck it. I should have never left.
He wants to go somewhere.
He does the same thing LeBron does, where like he acts as his own GM. He was the guy who wanted Steve Nash. He was the guy, they brought in Kyrie. They brought in James Harden, and then that wasn't good enough. And then they brought in Ben Simmons, and he didn't show up at all.
He left the group chat.
He had a great meme the other day. It's the 3 of them guys, and Simmons didn't show up, and Irving didn't show up, and
right. But you brought up LeBron. I mean, yeah, LeBron did all that shit himself too. But again, he won everywhere he went.
Right, and this is what I'm getting at here is like, you look at what happened after LeBron wins that championship, and he leaves disasters in his wake, and that's a trade-off you 100% make. But it's like the difference here is the Nets have decided, okay, we've had enough of Durant being his own general manager because he's setting us up for disaster. We traded a group of young, high potential talents to put this super team together, and now he wants out. Screw this. I still own this team.
And he's 4 years. He's got 4 years left on his deal. Like,
exactly.
So that's the thing about LeBron too. LeBron had those short-term contracts where if he wanted to leave, he just, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
fuck
he
you.
just dips out.
Like 1 year plus a player option. 1 year plus a player option.
Yeah,
right?
he leaves Cleveland, and they got a bunch of number 1 picks. And then Miami gets old, and then he's like, okay, I'm going to go back to Cleveland now because we can trade those guys, and I can get.
He did it a smart way.
Right. No, I'm not knocking him at all. I'm saying you look at what happens afterward here, like, and then he leaves Cleveland. Now they stink again, and he's going to LA, and he's going to be
Cleveland don't stink. Again. Cleveland is actually a solid team right now.
They're just
they got one of the best young players. They got like 2 of the best young players.
It took a few years though. Yeah, I get it. Though. It took a few years.
Good ass center too.
He's in LA now, and they've got the worst contract in the NBA.
Y'all gonna get off my boy Russ like he ain't still out here.
I can't figure out what the end game is here, because there just does not seem to be any realistic trade that the Nets are willing to make, or else they probably would have done it already. There's no way there's teams that haven't called and probably offered a lot, but the stuff they're the initial call with Boston, according to one of the top reporters, I forgot which one it was, they asked for Brown and Tatum. Like what? I mean, I respect the negotiation tactic, but I mean, what
That's almost as bad as
want?
the Jazz trying to get the next 10 years worth of first rounders from the Knicks. We just talked about that on Good If He Goes Jam.
That Gobert trade fucked the market up because it's like,
yeah, I was just about to say, Shane, like those trades that we talked about earlier, those trades messed up everything else.
Yeah,
literally messed up everything else because you can't trade a Gobert in the same summer that you trade Kevin Durant, and then those trade packages like match.
Right.
Like there's no way.
And
right.
look at what Gobert went for. It's insane.
That yeah, I don't know.
That's why I said I don't know what the hell. I don't know what Minnesota like. I just don't understand that trade, man. I don't get that,
bro. If I had to throw an absolute fucking dart, and you know we're talking about Durant and Irving, two people that are just impossible to predict. But I gotta kind of think that they're just gonna eventually say, all right, fuck it, let's run it back. At least we got Simmons now. At least one more chance at it, right? I don't know. I mean, it's just he's not gonna hold out, right? I mean,
and then I wouldn't trade Kyrie for Russ just to like do it, just like give him what he wants because that don't help your team.
He's only there one more. Kyrie's one more year left in his deal, right?
Yeah, him and Russ both got 1 year deal.
Yeah,
but like that don't fix your like problem because you're not gonna get nothing back from the Lakers either. Like the Lakers ain't got all these picks.
Which I didn't.
The Lakers ain't got.
You know the Royce. They like the Nets traded for Royce O'Neal too. It's like, all right, well, why? What is? I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna end, man. That's the only thing that's gonna matter. But I'm just not. Even if the Nets roll out Simmons, KD, and Irving next year, it ain't gonna work over a full season plus playoffs. No. We know that.
How does this work?
I agree.
I mean, it could, but like they all got to be on the same page.
Right.
You got three guys.
So way too early. Way too early. Just real quick, like I asked about NFL before we move on. The Warriors repeating?
No, I don't do the. I'm always going to take the no side of a repeat. Always going to take the no side of a repeat.
I mean, it's easy to take the field, but like, you don't think that team can get back and win again?
It's so fucking impossible to repeat in sports. It really is, dude.
Not in the NBA, they did it before. They won 3 out of 4, 5 of the last 8.
Yeah, but they're not.
I mean, 4
young anymore. If this was 5 years ago, I would say yeah. Like,
I mean, if
I didn't see them ever getting back to that level again, and shit, they fucking look amazing.
Bro, let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real. If Memphis didn't have a couple of those injuries in that series, they very well could have won that series. I mean, look, to me, Memphis, like, you know, you want me to pick a team that's going to win the West next year? Give me Memphis.
For real?
Give me Memphis.
Oh wow.
And you were on the Ja wagon before I was.
I've been fucking with Ja since college, but shit, that's tough because them guys all played at their best. So that means you asking them to play at their best again. Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bain, all them guys. You asking them to play at their best again.
My only thing with Memphis is they need somebody besides Desmond Bain that's a real knockdown shooter.
They'll get there. I mean, you can.
I love John Morant. I love Jaren Jackson. Yeah, even though
and Jaren Jackson's still peaking. Like that motherfucker's so damn good, man. Like
and Dylan Brooks was cold. Dylan Brooks got cold. Like that series, he got cold. Like he could have hit nothing.
I mean, he was playing export ball. Just touch it, shoot it.
Yeah, and Bane got injured.
Ball. I love that.
You put one more knockdown shooter on that team.
Yeah, then I'll buy it. Those guys got hurt. They had a couple injuries that series. If they didn't, I mean, you know, I know we could do this every year in every sport. Well, if this guy didn't get hurt, if that guy didn't get hurt. The point of the fact of the matter is that to win a championship in any sport, you need a lot of fortune to go your way other than just pure talent. That's just
that's how Dallas got to the Western Conference Finals even.
And
they played their ass off and Luka ain't have shit. He had the little short motherfucker that play for the Knicks now. And other than that, he didn't have
I still say
shit.
Mike, we talked about this. I still say Phoenix would have beat Golden State in a 7-game series. Again, irrelevant. It's a stupid hypothetical. I totally understand that point of it. They were a bad matchup. I think Phoenix could have beat Golden State, they would have been favored. They would have had home court. Like, why not?
Yeah.
So I don't think Golden State's like dominant to the point where I'm like, yeah, I feel strongly about them repeating like it was when they, picked up KD or even like the LeBron Miami days when you knew they were at minimum going to get back to the finals, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, that's a good point.
I just can't. I can't go there. I would lay a pretty heavy price on the field, to be honest.
I don't know, man. I guess just last word here, NBA. Like, man, like I didn't see Golden State like at that level, and they got there. And then even against the Celtics, like it was like they just showed what was it, game 4, game 6?
Game 4 is when they won the series. They won the series in game 4.
They were up. I think they were up 12-2. And it was just like they're never out of the game. They are never out of the game. And Steph Curry, like, I mean, now he's just how high up this top 10 list can I get? Because Steph Curry is top 10 all time right now. Y'all do know that, right?
Not even.
He's top 10 all time.
It's not even a question.
Y'all do know that, right? So now it's like,
not even.
Damn, is this motherfucker gonna pass my goal? Because that's how good this motherfucker looks sometimes. Like, man. So I don't know, man. We're gonna move on, man. Last topic of the day, man. We're gonna talk a little CFB, little college football, NCAAF. It's about to be that time, so I need to hear y'all takes. I'm gonna kick it to the Schwab, but before we do that, Schwab, man, how you feel, man? Our team's not gonna be on ESPN no more. What's going on?
Fuck, man, that hurts. Go ahead, Schwab. Go ahead, take it.
That shit is crazy. All right, well,
you're muted.
Schwab, have a technical difficulty. But Big Ten no longer on ESPN no more. It's gonna suck, man. Not rolling out of bed, man, at 11 a.m., man. ESPN, college game, they start at 9 a.m. and, you know what I'm saying, they in Columbus or Ann Arbor, you know what I'm saying, or Minneapolis, St. Paul, or wherever they might be. I think that's going to just change just the landscape of what college football, just watching it is, man, because that's what we used to doing, man, getting up and watching some good Big Ten football, man. So RIP to the Big Ten, the ESPN, man. Any takes, man? We know Bama gonna be back. Bryce Young, all that. We got. I seen some movement. We got transfers here and there. So what's some takes, man, that y'all got about college football? Because it's on the way.
I got a couple. If you want, I
want them all, Shane, because you've been spicy tonight, my guy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give out an official play. I'm gonna give out an official play that I like quite a bit. And first of all, hold on. Let me start with Ohio State's going to win the national championship. That's not a bet. I'm not giving that price out because the price is a joke. Like I'm not Jason fucking McIntyre trying to give out 15 future bets in a sport where maybe 3, maybe 4 teams actually have a real chance to win it all.
Yeah, but they got the third best odds, correct?
It's
Bama.
I think Ohio State's second. I think Bama's favorite.
I
think Ohio State's second. I have to go back and look, but Ohio State's they're going to win it all.
Top 3.
Yeah, they're going to win it all. I got them winning it all, but I want to stay in the Big Ten for my play. We're going over Michigan 9.5 wins at -117 on Bet Rivers. Over 9.5. And now let's be very clear to anybody that might not understand this. This excludes bowl games and playoffs. So this is regular. This is no bowl games, no playoffs. 9.5 wins, right? Okay, Schwab, I'm gonna need your opinion here in a second, but this is for me strictly largely a schedule play, right? They get shut up. I'm talking. They get Ohio State on the road. I'm gonna chalk that up as an L. That's the last game. That's going to be an L in Columbus this year. We're going there. But I'm looking at the rest of their schedule. It is laughable. They start off with Colorado State at home, win. Home against Hawaii, win. Home against UConn, win. Home against Maryland, win. At Iowa, dicey. First road game. That's a tougher place to play.
Shout out to the Iowa Children's Wave, man.
At Indiana, that's a win. At home against Penn State. So they get Penn State. That's going to be a tough team. They get them at home. They get Michigan State at home. I got them winning both those games. They're at Rutgers. Could be a little bit of a sleepy spot after playing Michigan State and Penn State. but that's a win. They host Nebraska, win. They host Illinois, win. Then they're at Ohio State, loss. In order for me to lose this bet, you'd have to find 3 losses on that schedule. Where? Where
They
can
only
you
got 3 road games?
They're at Ohio State, at Rutgers, at Indiana, and at Iowa. So they got 4.
At Indiana,
Find me 3 losses on that schedule. I please. Where? That's what I'm saying. Like they're still a well-coached football team. They're strong. Like I don't see how. I like this quite a bit, and I think the only, like, when you look at their schedule and the only game you can say, yeah, that's an L, is in Columbus, the last game of the season, and for the price, it's not even gonna matter at that point. So, like, even if you think like that game against Iowa, which it'll probably be a short spread, even if that is they do end up losing that, it's okay. Schwab.
Yeah,
thanks for the free money, Shane. I appreciate that.
Over 9.5 Michigan wins.
I think I've said on Twitter multiple times they should be 11-0 going into Columbus.
It's legit. It's plausible. Right. It really is.
The toughest game going into the toughest game of those first 11 is probably going to be at Iowa.
Yep.
And the thing that Michigan lost, they lost both edge rushers. There's still talent there, and they lost Dax Hill. That's going to be a big loss. Iowa last year was their shot. That was the year where every 4 or 5 years, Kirk Ferentz brings enough upperclassmen together to make a run and then get their heads kicked in by somebody legit. Last year was that year. I think they're in for a major step back. Michigan State at least thinks they're legit and they're going to come out firing because that's their Super Bowl. Otherwise,
Michigan State was a big time overachiever last year. Like they're gonna come back to earth this year.
And Kenneth Walker's gone. Like, and the reality of the situation too. Like, if the Aiden Hutchinson fumble recovery is called correctly, Michigan wins that game last year.
Let's not nitpick old plays here. We're talking about this year.
I'm making your point for you that, like, Michigan State shouldn't have won that game last year. There's no reason to think they should win it this year.
So to Mike's original question, college football, it's like I said, there's 3, maybe 4 teams that can win it all. So I do not recommend, you'll see some idiot all the time, like Falca from ESPN, the Bear, the other day was giving out, say like Utah or something at 60-1 for the national championship. That's just a horrific bet. They would have to basically run the Pac-12. They'd have to win every game in the Pac-12 probably, right, Mike? And that's not likely. Even if they do, even if they get into that 4 seed, they're going to be double-digit dogs against any of the big boys in the 2 games that they would have to play. So no thanks. Like, you're not even going to be able to hedge and make money on that. No, absolutely not. Like, I would not recommend anybody plays to win the national championship future. You want to play conferences, fine. You want to play some win totals, like I just gave out, fine. But you're just burning. You're just burning money in the futures market to win it all in college football, because the reality is. Go ahead.
I got a stat for that I just saw. So the college football playoffs have been since 2014, and one time since 2014 has the favorite won, and that was like Alabama in like 2015 or something. But that was the only time the favorite.
About the preseason favorite.
Yeah. The preseason favorite has won, and so like right now, Bama is the favorite. But like you kind of took my take, which is I think the Buckeyes gonna win the championship. So that was like my biggest take. But
they're not gonna lose a game. They're not gonna lose a game the entire season.
Yeah, I didn't know they. I didn't know they had.
Devil's advocate for a second, because we talked about games like Iowa being a potential trip up for Michigan. Just looking at Ohio State's schedule, there's not a great many of those games, but they get Iowa at home. That should be the cakewalk. The couple that I'm looking at here, Notre Dame. I mean, I know it's in Columbus, and then Ohio State should be.
14.5-point favorites. They're going to dog walk.
They gonna beat their ass. That's how we got this 25 days.
Let me be clear here.
Notre Dame, dog.
Notre Dame.
Come on, bro.
So let me be clear here. I think Ohio State and Michigan both go into that game 11-0 each. But
you know what?
That's looking at the potential ones, maybe they trip up week 1. It's a tougher game than, somebody that should just dog walk. I mean legit dog walk. And then the other one, they got to go into Penn State. I'm assuming that's going to be a wide out.
Bro, Ohio State's offense, to me, and this is like, again, I'm not the QB whisperer here. I'm not I'm not Jim Harbaugh of the Stanford days, but just from pure quarterback, to me, CJ Stroud is the best quarterback in the country.
I think so too.
I got him over Love. I think Love.
Turn that shit up.
I'm there. I'm there, man. I think he's gonna win the Heisman. I think I'm just if Ohio State,
I don't think he's gonna win the Heisman.
The thing that tripped Ohio State up last year was defensively. It wasn't offense. So if they're able to at least clean up the defense just a little bit, they don't even have to be that good, because we know Ohio State can hang 40 on anybody. Yeah. Anybody.
18 guys coming back. They got 18 guys that saw time play last year are coming back. So some of that young guys that was out there tweaking, they got that year of experience, and then now they came back. So they didn't have to fully restock their whole entire team. So
and we know I'm with that too. State, you name off all these guys that went, like Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. We know they just reload at every position. It's Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. They just reload. That's why when you lose a lot of names, you hear all these names. Well, all these guys went in the first round. Yeah, they did. And guess what? They're going to bring in more guys. They're going to go in the first round next year. It's just this is what they do. I don't, to me, the only team outside of the top teams that we just mentioned that's somewhat interesting as can this team kind of quickly compete is USC, with Lincoln Riley going there, bringing Caleb Williams. They're intriguing. I'm not really, I gotta kind of see it first, but they're intriguing for sure.
Last thing, what y'all think about Clemson? Because they got the 4th best odds.
Fuck Clemson. I mean,
quarterback, man.
They got no quarterback.
Man. I ain't feeling Clemson either. I did see that they got what you said, fourth best odds to win it all. So they'll probably run through the ACC, but when it's time to play with the big boys, it's not gonna happen. So
no,
I love the Ohio State talk though. I love it. And our next pod, we're gonna open up with college football because it's right here.
I can't wait, man. Nothing like Saturday mornings in the fall, man.
Yes, sir. So appreciate everybody for watching, man. We come to the end. QSP, my boy Shane, my boy DJ, my boy the Schwab, and yours truly, your hostess with the most is Mike. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Shout out to everybody in the comments too, man. We do it for y'all. Appreciate y'all. Till next week. Peace.